So my name is Pauline Limen. I'm the founder of Star Richards Community Initiative. It's a Manchester-based charity with a mission to raise aspirations and break the cycle of Black people on their achievement in education, as well as promote the well-being of BME or migrant children and their families. And I have a passion to help parents raise high-achieving children. I've been an educator in education myself, teaching in a secondary school for 13 years. I'm also a parent mentor. I'm an academic life coach. And I work with teenagers as well to help them develop the skill sets, the mindset, the tools they need to grow up to be successful adults, to be happy adults, to be self-managers, to be self-reliant people, ready to compete with anyone out there. I get sick when I see the statistics saying Black children are underachieving, trailing behind children from other ethnic backgrounds. It sickens me because I believe that our children, all children, have got potential. They've got the ability to achieve anything. They are loaded with potential. They're loaded with talents. They're basically loaded, and we can't see our children, going to waste. And that is what really drives me. That is what keeps me thinking, how can I empower our community? And that is why I come now and again to talk to us. So it's the start of the school year, and I'm going to be sharing this month things that we could do as parents to help our children, to give a good start to the school year so that our children maximize their potential. I always say to parents that your child has got ability, your child can do well. And last week I had a live session in which I had 4 teenagers from different schools. One of them that really touched me was the one going to to a state school that is very, very challenging, but she got the A stars. So there is no limits. It doesn't matter which school your child goes to. Obviously, it's good to be in a good learning environment. I do believe in that entirely, but that will not be the reality for everybody. So what can we do as individuals to be able to support our children? What can we do as a community? Because I believe that to change the story of our community, to change the negativity surrounding our community. When they talk about gun crime, it's Black children. When they talk about gang culture, they talk about all sorts. It's our children. And I believe that, we need to start to work as a community to support our children, to position them for leadership, because they are tomorrow's leaders. So in today's live stream, I'm going to be sharing 7 strategies, 7 strategies to help you as a parent to support your child to maximize their potential this school year. Remember, as a parent, you are your child's number 1 teacher. We can't leave it to the schools. The school system is not designed to bring out or to maximize your child's potential. Even when they go to a private school, the private school provides a good environment, a conducive environment for your child's potential to flourish. The motivation, the mindset is right for your child's potential to be fully manifest. But even at that, I have children in private school, we still need to support them to be able to bring out that potential, because children learn differently. Some are slower learners. They just need that extra support, So you are your child's number 1 teacher. That is why you need to devote yourself to invest. Believe you me, investing in your child is the best investment you can ever make, because you will reap the reward. People invest in different things. Sometimes there are no reward, but investing in your child's future is an investment that definitely will yield reward. So you are your child's number 1 teacher. You have your child's best interests at heart. Regardless of what the teachers do, the social workers do, you as a parent has a vision for your child. You know where you want your child to be. You know what you believe your child is capable of achieving, better than the teachers, better than, all the other stakeholders who have a role to play in your child's life. So you need to be involved. Your child will not maximize your potential, if you don't really get fully involved. So I'm going to be sharing with us really quickly 7 strategies. Please feel free to share your experience so that we can all learn. Thank you all the parents who've joined us so that we can all learn from each other. I believe each of us have unique experiences because each child is different. So you can share your unique experience that will help someone else who might be in the same situation. So number one tip is structure. Create structure at home. Create routines. It's a big problem within the community. A lot of homes don't have that structure, don't have those routines, and children thrive best within an environment of structure, within an environment of routines, morning routines, nighttime routines, where they know what they have to do. This comes first. So it's an atmosphere of predictability. It brings calmness to the children and to the parents too. So we're not constantly shouting at them, oh, you're watching TV for too long, you've played outside for too long. So we can instill those structures at home to be able to ensure that our children maximize the use of their time. And when there is structure at home, it's possible for us to incorporate a variety of things to help our children's holistic development, because I definitely believe that children need to be well-rounded. I'm not one-sided. I don't just focus on education. I believe children need, in order to compete successfully with their peers out there. I always say to children, I work with young people, I say to them, you are competing with millions of other brilliant children in the country, in the UK, in the world. When people apply for jobs, the jobs, are seen in America, all over the world. So you are in competition. So it doesn't just depend on their education. They need to have the right skills, the right mindset, the right social skills, and other extracurricular experiences that will help them become well-rounded. So with a good structure in place, you can fit in everything. Now, when I talk about structure, it means you come back, when two kids come back from school, there's a difference between going out to play with their friends for 3 hours, okay, and coming back just to go to bed. As a lot of teenagers I worked with, when I used to be a teacher, they would say, oh, miss, when I get home, I get changed and I go out to play with my friends and I come back at 10 p.m. and sleep. So there's a difference between that and actually creating a structure whereby the child goes out to play for 30 minutes or 45 minutes or 1 hour and then has time to do an extracurricular activity, has time for other things that are needed, or other things that are needed for their holistic development. So that is what I'm talking about. A good starting point might be to create a timetable, a schedule. When you create that schedule, it will be really easy for children or your child to actually follow that schedule. So that is the first thing. Create structure in your home. Structure around bedtimes. When do children go to bed? Okay, sometimes children are up to 10:30. These children need enough sleep so that they can focus in lessons and their brains are ready to absorb challenging material. So children need bedtime routines. Children in primary schools need to be sleeping for between 10 to 12 hours, and kids in secondary school need to be sleeping for between 8 to 10 hours. But that is a bit tricky because depending on, the school the child goes to, how much work they've got, sometimes it might not be. But as much as possible, we encourage our young people to have enough sleep so that they can go to school feeling very refreshed. So there should be routines around bedtime. There should be routines around meal times. Meal times I find out them to be so important, so valuable as a useful bonding time for our family, where we just chat, TVs off, phones off, we're just chatting and just interacting with the children. So routines also about homework time. When do children do homework? Children need to know, and it's interesting because, when these routines are in place, you just see your child becoming independent and your child starts to acquire the skills they will need for success, because organization is so important. As an adult, or when they leave home, they go to university, you won't be waking them up in the morning. You won't be telling them when to do things. But when they're used to routines, it just flows. It becomes second nature. So that is the first thing. The second thing to help you this academic year is to set goals, academic goals. Now, I'm really big on setting goals, because I believe that without a goal, even as adults, anything would seem like the destination we're going to. So we need to help children know where they're going to. I taught children, even children in year 11 who had no clue what they want to study in university. These children were content. They were both children of all ability groups, low ability, middle, high abilities, but they were all not underperforming. Children I knew who could definitely get A stars, getting Bs, and just being happy because there was no goal set. We can't just leave it on the schools. The schools at the start of the school year, they do set targets for children. And as I've said before, targets are set based on the data from prior tests and assessments, as well as the teacher's professional judgment of your child. So it's important that, your child has the support they need to be able to do well in tests, so that teachers set these the right targets for them. But if as a starting point, it's a new academic year, the target set for your child is low, I challenge you to set high targets for your child. Sit down with your child, have a conversation with your child, look for the children in secondary school, look at each subject individually, and set slightly higher goals, higher targets for your child. So if your child at the end of year 7, for example, had a C or maybe had 50% in her science test or her maths test, you want to set for, as target a jump up to 60%. Or a jump up to 7%, and say, okay, I want you by the end of the first term maybe to move from 50 to 60. So take it stepwise. Don't raise it in such a way that it becomes unrealistic. So we're going stepwise, encouraging them, rewarding them when they actually make those little progress, those little efforts. Because I know we as Africans, we want results. I know that we want results, but we also should learn to appreciate the efforts children make. So let's set goals that concern their academic, performance. So set goals for a performance in tests, set goals for behavior. So if you think, from last year, your child had some behavioral problems, set goals regarding behavior and always accompany it with reward. Set goals regarding organization. Some children just forget to do homework. Some children, especially when parents are not supportive, don't do it to the best of their ability. So look at the comments from last year, work on those, set targets that are relevant to your child's reality. Set targets on reading, set targets on friendship, talk to them about the impact of the type of friends they have, and challenge them and encourage them about changing their friendship circle. So you could set targets in all those areas, even new habits, just skills like, keeping your room tidy, doing the dishes, and just working at home. Setting targets for them will help their holistic development. There's some kids who are reluctant to take part in any activity whatsoever. You could set targets in that area, encourage them to do an extracurricular activity and that kind of thing. So that is the second thing, goal setting. Third is distractions. Wage a war on distraction. You need to seriously think about the things that are distracting your child. I'll tell you the truth, a lot of children are not doing well in school in today's world because of distractions. The greatest distractions being from technology, the TV, social media, mobile phones, video games, music, children just spending endless amounts of time on these things. And that is why I said before that with the right structure at home, you could fit in time for your child to do this. But I am one of a no TV policy during the week, because there is so much children can do. So much children can do with their time that watching TV is not a very useful activity for them to do unless they're watching something educative. And for parents with younger children, you can actually sit down with your child, watch things with them and talk about them. That would be a powerful learning opportunity. And I do that with my younger daughter. We watch together when we're reading together, and there is something we come across we're not familiar with. We look for a YouTube video, 5 minutes, we watch, we talk about it, we're learning together. So television, or we can also learn that with digitally, but we need to be intentional. So we don't just let them sit down and let the TV babysit our children. So what is your plan for monitoring our children's mobile phone usage. Some research carried out by Cambridge University that was released in 2015 said that for every teenager who spends 1 hour a day on any tech device, be it their phones, TV, and that kind of thing, that they're likely to fall back, go down by 2 GCSE grades down. And that shows us, that time is of an essence. And the average teenager spends at least 31 hours on technology. I mean, their phone is now everything. They don't need to be sat down in front of the TV. They don't do that anymore. They have their phones, they have their personal devices. So we need to monitor that. We need to have some rules, that will guide how much time they spend on these devices. Other distractions are friends. Are you a parent who lets your child go out to play with friends, till 9 p.m. when they should be at home doing other things? So what is your strategy for managing all these distractions, time-wasting activities? These are the things that eat up the time that your child could have spent not just studying, but involving themselves in things that would benefit their holistic development. So that's number 3. Number 4, extracurricular involvement. I've mentioned that a few times. I believe that children need to be well-rounded. Children should not just focus on schoolwork. They need to be involved in one sporting activity. You can't commit to 2. It's difficult to commit to 2 and make good progress in it. So exposing children to different extracurricular activities very early on will enable you to or enable them to be able to discover what they really want to do, what they really enjoy doing. And then we can then narrow, zoom in on that and help them develop it. It helps build children confidence. Some children who might not be very good in one area or may see other children and say, oh, this person is better than me, this person is good at this. They would know that they are good at something. It helps their self-esteem. It helps keep them away from, the TV and social media. It helps keep them away from bad friends. When children have something they really enjoy doing, it takes them away from unproductive activities. Hello to all of you who've joined and who've been commenting. Sorry, I've just been talking and going and I've not kind of been reading all the comments, but thank you very much for joining. And I hope the tips are very, very useful. So that was number 4. Get your child involved in a musical instrument. Musical instruments, research shows that when a child plays a musical instrument, it helps improve their intellectual capacity. So get your child to learn a musical instrument, to play a musical instrument. Get them to be involved in other clubs. It could be public speaking club. It could be, any club that the school has in place to help improve their skills. Now, unfortunately, I noticed that a lot of children see it as a time-wasting activity. They see it as time, the time that is being taken away from them. They could spend it interacting with their friends at break time, at lunchtime, or after school. But these activities are put in place to help a child's holistic development, to help build their confidence, to help them build up some skills that the mainstream curriculum would definitely not help them to develop. So that's number 4. Number 5, make time for your child this academic year. Make time for your child this academic year. Now, very interestingly, if I ask parents whether they spend 10 quality minutes a day with their children, talking without looking at their mobile phones and all those distractions, many parents nowadays do not spend, unfortunately, 10 minutes with their children. But it's important to nurture that relationship with our children so that they don't look for that love somewhere else, from the peers. They start to connect with people online that they don't even know. So provide that love, provide that warmth for your child. Be there for them. Make up your mind to spend at least 10 minutes talking with your child, doing an activity, playing with them, laughing. Let our children see us laugh. A lot of times we are shouting at them, talking with them with a very dry tone of voice. Let's relax. Let's smile with them. Let us jest with them. I love to tell my kids stories, about real life stories, about my experience, about, our life experiences when we were children, how life was different. Talk to them about my weaknesses, my failures. They see that I'm human. I just get vulnerable in front, before my kids, and it so impacts them. So let's make time to relate with these children so that we can become their most important source of influence, so that we can, become their, I don't like to talk about friends that make your child your best friend. I just talk about having a good relationship, because if you say your child is your best friend, there are certain things you can't do with your friend. So it kind of steals away. But I know when people use that terminology, I know what they mean. I prefer to use the terminology having a good relationship with your child. But I know that if you think about best friend, that is exactly what you mean. Please, let's invest time. It makes the children feel happy. It makes them feel loved. Number 6, plan to be your child's number 1 encourager. Our children are surrounded by a lot of negativity. I was a teacher. I know how much negative words teachers throw at children. I know how much negativity their peers throw at them. The movies they watch are full of negativity. We live in a negative world where people are not comfortable talking about the good things they do, the successes. They easily talk about the things they're not good at. So let's surround our children with encouragement. If your child is starting this school year, on a low, so probably maybe they didn't do too well last year, I want you to start to encourage them, to help them believe in themselves, to help them believe they can do it, that they've got the potential. Support them, give them rewards when they make, as I said before, when they make small steps, small improvements. Give them rewards so that they start to feel, that, my parents really love me. And when you do that, to be honest, you're setting high expectations for your children. And I believe me, they will rise up to meet that expectation. Finally, number 7, I never leave out prayer, because I believe that, even when we put in all the efforts, that we have to ask God to kind of, grant us grace, grant us wisdom, just help us and help our children. So I'm a believer, I'm a firm believer I have a strong faith in God. And if you do, please do pray for your child. Our children are starting a new school year. They're exposed to those friends again. It might be negative influences. Let us pray for these children. Let us pray that God will give us grace. Effective and good parenting needs energy. Believe me, it takes energy. Pray that God will give you the energy. Pray that God will give you the wisdom. As you know, as parents, you have 2 or more children. Children are different. That God will give you the wisdom to handle this child. God will bless their memory. God will lead them. The Holy Spirit will help them. Just pray for your child. We can't do it. We can't go through that battle or through that journey of parenting on our own. So I'm going to share the 7 again. Number 1, structure and routines at home. Number 2, set goals, surrounding your child's holistic development, from their academics, their behavior, the personal habits and things that you want them to develop. Set goals around those. Number 3, wage war on distractions. What is your plan? You need to have a clear plan to control those distractions. I intended to show us my book. I forgot to bring it here. I'm just going to have to nip quickly and bring the book to show you the picture. It's on Amazon. You need it. I share a lot of those strategies in the book. It's called Surpass Every Expectation, a proven system for helping parents raise high-achieving children. So that's number 3. Number 4, encourage your child to be involved in extracurricular activities, be it music, sports, and other clubs that help with their holistic development. Number 5, make time for your child. Develop that bond, that relationship with your child. It is so important, so that they don't look for that relationship somewhere else. Remind them you love them. Give them hugs and kisses. Even our teenagers need it. It's, yes, Math says it's on Amazon Audible. It's not on Audible, not yet. It's on Kindle, and it's on Amazon as well. one of those two formats. But if you want, I can post you a copy. You can inbox me your address and I will post you a copy. But if you want to grab it from Amazon, that is fine too. Number 6, be your child's number one encourager. Be your child's number one cheerleader. And number 7, pray for your child. Pray for your child. I wish all of you a fruitful new start to the school year. This month, I'm going to be talking about different things to look out for to ensure that you are fully equipped to support your child this academic year. I want you to believe that your child can achieve, your child can do it. You know, God has given your child the potential. So don't let anybody tell you your child is not good enough. You need to be speaking those positive words. So believe in your child and help your child to believe in themselves. And when you believe in your child and your child believes in themselves, it's going to change the teacher's belief about your child. And then, you know, we're going to start to see that positive impact that will be created. So, Pilashi, thanks for joining. Good to have you on. So please give me 1 minute. I'll quickly bring the book and show you before we leave. But if you have comments there, you know, tips you want to share with other parents, please do that. I'm really sorry to have to do this. I've not done this before, but I kind of just forgot to bring it now. So please give me 1 minute to bring it and show you, and then I will leave you. Okay, just give me a sec. Okay, so as I was saying, this is the book. It's called Surpass Every Expectation. A proven system is coming. I hope you can see it clearly. A proven system for helping parents raise high achieving children. So that is the book. Okay, if you want me to mail you a copy, please inbox me. Otherwise, you can get it on Amazon. It's on Kindle as well. Okay, so Lola says, thank you. I always look forward to watching and learning from you. Oh, thanks, Lola, for that encouraging word. Olu says, great advice. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me today. Dupe, it's upside down. Oh, am I upside down? Oh, okay, the writing is upside down. Okay, but I'm not, obviously, I think because I'm holding it in front of the camera. That's why it's okay. All right. Well, yes, so the title is Surpass Every Expectation. So thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to next Thursday where we'll have another very, very educative session. You have a lovely night and have a great school year, and God bless you richly. Goodbye.